Welcome back to This Charming List, Part 5. Kesey saw psychoactives as tools for exploring inward, learning more about ourselves and others, and finding new ways to see the world already around us. With this belief at heart, Ken liberated some of the LSD from the Veterans Hospital and shared it with friends. After Kesey's success with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, he moved to nearby La Honda, California, and began hosting happenings with former colleagues from Stanford, miscellaneous bohemian and literary figures, most notably Neal Cassady, and other friends collectively known as the Merry Pranksters. These parties, known as acid tests, integrated the consumption of LSD with multimedia performances. He mentored the Grateful Dead, the de facto house band of the acid tests, at that time called the Warlocks, throughout their incipience, and continued to exert a profound influence upon the group throughout their long career. I watched the documentary Long Strange Trip on Amazon Prime recently, and I highly recommend it. I've always been intrigued with this period of time and society's evolution in such a short time due to the counterculture. And this film really makes you feel like you went through it and can gain at least a little bit of insight of the times. And Jerry Garcia was a nerdy babe, in my opinion. And I really like his voice. Of course, his singing voice is great, but I mean his speaking voice. There's something about it. Let me know your thoughts on that. In 1956, Kesey eloped with his high school sweetheart, Oregon State College student Norma Faye Haxby, whom he had met in 7th grade. According to Kesey, without Faye, I would have been swept overboard by notoriety and weird, dope-fueled ideas and flower child girls with beamy eyes and bulbous breasts. Married until his death at the age of 66, they had 3 children, Jed, Zane, and Shannon. Additionally, with the approval of Faye Kesey, Ken fathered a daughter, Sunshine Kesey, with fellow Merry prankster Carolyn Mountain Girl Adams. Born in 1966, Sunshine was raised by Adams and her stepfather, none other than Jerry Garcia. The acid tests that took place at Kesey's place in La Honda, California, were described in some of Allen Ginsberg's poems and served as the basis for Tom Wolfe's The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test, an early exemplar of the nonfiction novel. Other first-hand accounts of the acid tests appear in Hell's Angels, The Strange and Terrible Saga of the Outlaw Motorcycle Gangs by Hunter S. Thompson, and the 1967 Hell's Angels memoir, Freewheelin' Frank. Here are a few quotes from the Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test. Quote, "Within the religious circle, status was always a simple matter. The world was sheerly divided into the aware, those who had had the experience of being vessels of the divine, and a great mass of the unaware, the unmusical, the unattained. Or you're either on the bus or off the bus. Consciously, the aware were never snobbish toward the unaware, but in fact most of that great jellyfish blob of straight souls looked like hopeless cases." Unquote. And here's a quote that mentions Ken Kesey's gigantic school bus they nicknamed Further, and that he and the Merry Pranksters took across America in 1964. Quote, "Back on the bus and off for Phoenix in the slime. Euphoric certitude, they and the movie, many allegories of life that they could not miss now. Hagen pressed on with the film hour after hour after hour in the bouncing innards of the bus."